Okay. Hello, and welcome back to Infinite Roleplay Dungeon. Today, my name is Nelson, and I think I figured it out. Not 100% satisfied with the results, but I got a hexagonal grid pattern, not octagonal. Is it possible? Could it be done? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I gave up on the hexagon. But an octagon works pretty well. You see here, I've got the where's the zoom? Come on, zoom. No, not select, zoom. I've got the zoom. It's not everything is evenly spaced. I didn't figure out exactly how to do that, but to get to that point, I'll share with you, ladies and gentlemen, how I did that. My trials and tribulations. Going back over to our little, test folder. This is the end result. So let me erase every last step and start from a blank canvas, or a new layer on a blank canvas. Now there's a little selection right here, right there, right? Shape tool, rectangle tool, rounded rectangle tool, ellipse, polygon, line, custom shape. Selecting polygon. Going up to the menu, which is blocked. But under polygon 2, you can select the sides. I selected 6 sides. 6 sides are on a hexagon. Now, bringing our grids up again. Once again, that's View, Show, Grid. That's the shortcut. The control. Holding control, you press the little, what is that, comma? Is comma on the bottom? Apostrophe, maybe? I think it's apostrophe. Control apostrophe is the shortcut. And then you get your grid. Now, starting from the middle of the grid, you click and you draw your hexagonal shape. And it can't be perfectly like that. It has to be just a tad larger. So just a tad. That's too much of a tad. All right, let's undo that. Zoom in. Try again. I'm going to go to View, Snap, and uncheck my snaps. Select my polygonal tool and see if I can get a better, while holding shift, better positioning. Alright, like that. Now selecting this button here, the move tool. Shortcut key for that is the V button on your keyboard. I'm going to start moving things around. Now, hold down Alt, the ALT key, or was it Option on the Mac? I don't know. But holding down Alt before you click anything, have a free hand here and your finger on Alt on the keyboard. And then you can drag out when the move tool is selected. After you drag, hold Shift so that it can snap really nice. And see the top and bottom points, the north and south points. Make sure they meet up as lovely as possible, which is not going to happen. As lovely as possible with the edge of that. Okay, I made my initial one too big. So let's transform it down a bit. Let's transform it down a bit so it's inside that 1 inch square, this 1/4 inch square here, and try moving it outwards again. There we go, that's better. Do the same thing moving it on this side, holding down Alt, lining the points up, and then holding down Alt, line the south point up of this shape with this line here, and make sure it's at about the halfway point. That half of that is showing roughly. And then hold down Alt and drag out its copy, line it up over there. Now on your layers, 1, 2, the top 2 layers you just made, hold down Control, select both layers with both layers selected, and the move tool. Hold down Alt, click, drag down, and hold Shift to make sure it's a. Oops. What I do? I don't know what I did. Let's try that again. Drag down. Just move it again to about the halfway point. It's not going to be perfect. Select the top shape. See all these layers? There's so many layers. But select the top shape while holding shift. Then click on the bottom shape. All the shapes are collected or selected. Right click. Merge layers. Bow. It's a one layer. Then select your wand tool. Make sure contiguous is unchecked and select them all, or if continuous is checked and you can't find where contiguous is, just hold down shift as you're selecting each and every little funky shape. Create a new layer, hide the bottom layer with that, and you see your selection here. Go to edit, stroke, no, not stroke, okay, edit, select, sorry, my mistake, select inverse, then edit, fill, foreground color, my foreground color is black, okay, and Control D to deselect. That is the workings of the hexagonal grid. I don't play on a hexagonal grid. I don't make my maps on a hexagonal grid, and maybe this is why. I don't know. Possibly by the end of this Dungeon and Day series, I may have some hexagon grids, because this is going to drive me mad until I get it just right. Hide your grid with the Control apostrophe. I hope that's called an apostrophe. And as before, edit, define pattern, name your pattern. Again, let's go over to our thing here now. You know, this is where it all matters. Double click, select pattern overlay, select the hex pattern you just made. It's, you know, a little bit worse than the one we had before, because that took more time before. But the more time you take, the better it will look in the end, as in all things. And we have our little hex grid. Now, same as the previous grid, if we go to the pattern overlay, we can adjust the scale. So I'm adjusted to about 25%. Lower the opacity to about 50. So we get the faint grid. And I think that's something I don't want to live with. But if you want to create a hex grid, that's pretty much how I think you can do it. If you figure out a better way of creating a hex grid, please share it with me and the rest of the community so that we can do it. Until that point, my name is Nelson. This has been Infinite Roleplay Dungeon of the Day. I'll check you ladies and gents later. Peace.